This is Shelley Craft coming to you live on SNNLive. We're at the 7th Annual Precious Metals Summit in Beaver Creek, Colorado, 2017. I have with me James McDonald of Kootenay Silver Inc. It's a publicly traded company. I'm going to give you two symbols, KTN on the TSX-V and KOOYF on the OTC markets in the U.S. Jim, welcome back to SNNLive.
Thanks, Shelley. It's great to be here again.
It's good to have you. So let's start off with a brief overview of the company, and then we'll go from there.
Right. So Kootenay Silver is an exploration company. We have 3 deposits, 2 resource calculations, over 144 million ounces of silver equivalent established so far in northern Mexico and Chihuahua and Sonora states.
So let's talk about, last time I saw you, I think it was Sprott.
Yeah.
And
Sprott.
Anything new to report since then?
Yeah, we got a great new discovery on our flagship La Cigarra project in the Parral district of Mexico. We hit a brand new zone, totally blind to surface. It's much stronger than anything we see in the deposit. We think this is a really important hit. We got over 92 gram per ton silver over 29 meters in that interval, but there was an intercept of veining there over 255 meters in one hole. We think this is a really important discovery.
How did it happen?
Well, we targeted the zone. It's south of the deposit, 800 meters. It's along the trend. There's things there at surface, but the geologist said, look, we've got this blind area under this cover rock to the east. We better have a look under there because there's mineral all around it. And they took a shot and had a real nice hit.
And that's what exploration companies do.
That's what we do, exactly.
So now what's the size of the total land package?
Well, it's 18,000 hectares. So 18,000 hectares in the Parral district that's produced over 800 million ounces of silver is a really good piece of ground.
And you have some big companies around you, and it's like elephant country, right?
Yeah, it's elephant country. Grupo Mexico, one of the biggest mining companies in the world, is just 20 kilometers to the south of us. They're mining down to depths of 1,000 meters. And our deposit's exposed at surface.
So in terms of where you want to go with this, do you want to develop this yourself or continue just to explore?
Well, we got a lot of exploration work to do, Shelley, here. So we're going to be sometime doing that, doing another resource calculation, doing a preliminary economic assessment. Along the way, we'll take all the steps necessary to go into production, but it's the kind of asset I would expect that at some point mining company is going to want to have to own, and we'll step up with a suitable bid, we hope.
Let me ask you a question. In terms of the silver price, it hasn't appreciated like gold has. Has it had an effect on more exploration in silver or less?
Well, yeah, it's had an effect. We got a bump up in the beginning of 2016, got off the floor, off to a good start. Now but it's lagging gold, as you point out. It's at the ratio gold to silver is at a historic high end of the range by quite a bit, and we expect that gap to close. So we're expecting silver is going to start going up, and silver does have an impact on the silver explorers. When the silver price is up, just like the miners, the stocks are up.
Exploration wise, are there more land packages available? You know, because sometimes when prices are low, certain things happen.
Yeah, there's always turnover, but interestingly enough, there's not a lot happening with regard to that at the moment. One of the reasons we believe is there aren't a lot of quality silver assets out there, and so there's not a lot of turnover. People are hanging on to what they have.
So what impact does a discovery like you've just made have on Kootenay in general?
Well, that impact could be quite large because we only have 2 holes into it so far, so we don't really know. But what we see makes us think this could be a lot bigger than what we've already discovered. So it's something that could turn into doubling the resources we have.
And is it contiguous to good infrastructure and logistics?
Well, yeah, it's on the La Cigarra project. We're like a 45-minute drive to the city of Parral, mining 20 kilometers to the south of us, all that expertise, all that infrastructure. It's extremely well located.
So what's your background?
I'm a geologist. Right.
What's the rest of the team like that you have around?
We got a great team, a really well-rounded board, real good geologists, prospectors in the ground. Our board has experience right from discovery through to building to operations and finance.
If you could tell me some information about what you would like to see happen in 2018, can you give me some guidance on that?
Yeah, well, 2018, we're going to have a lot of follow-up to do. We got 2 new discoveries. We made a discovery on what we call the Ram structure on La Cigarra. Now we got the brand new discovery we're really excited about, Venatus. We have to finish drilling the deposit off. It's still open in 2 strike directions. So all of that has to happen. And we still have targets we're testing to the end of this year, and our expectations is that we'll have at least 1 more discovery out of that.
How do you feel as a geologist that's been around for a few years when you have these major discoveries? What happens inside?
Well, that's what you live and breathe for. It's the most exciting thing that can happen to you.
And it's funny because you walk the property and you never know what's underneath you, but you have ideas, right?
Yeah, I always have lots of ideas, and every hole leads to another idea.
How does Kootenay differentiate from other silver companies, silver exploration companies, and what are those reasons?
Well, I'd say there's 2 things. One is the team, a really well-rounded team, like I mentioned before, right from discovery to production and finance. So that's a big strength. The other thing is our asset base and our discovery rate. We've got an excellent asset base there, especially in the La Cigarra project. That's an asset I think any company would love to have.
Jim, let's get your website out there for more information for our investor audience, if you would.
Okay, it's www.kootenaysilver.com.
Ladies and gentlemen, Jim McDonald, Kootenay Silver Inc. It's a publicly traded company, symbol KTN on the TSX-V, KOOYF on the OTC markets in the U.S. I'm Shelley Kraft. This is SNNLive, and we're coming to you live from the 7th Annual Precious Metals Summit in Beaver Creek, Colorado, 2017. Jim, always
Thank
a
you very
pleasure to
much,
see
Shelley.
you. Thanks for
Pleasure.